inside the pocket, therefore very missable. Matter of fact, it's a fairly difficult shot. He played the 2. Well, I guess
Capability of Reyes surges.
what a combination that is. That was an excellent shot in terms of both accuracy and speed of the cue ball. Notice how Mike is very, wait a second, maybe it doesn't pass, they take it for the billiard.
And the billiard successfully completed. The 4 ball, the pink 4 ball. Very awkward.
Look, he played that shot. He played the draw shot.
This one has been passed. Did he carry it over the...
Watch the 9, watch the 9,
There's the
9 is
nine.
foul, 9 is foul. That's the 7 on it. That's why he went to the billiard. He went to the 7.
We'll see some of the...
Real bad.
They had to kick him off the table to start it out. Rack number 1 of a possible 21. And Efren with the wing ball, but nothing easy on the 1.
And if you notice, he really did eventually go ahead and they put it up and move. But anyways, I know both of these players want this match extremely good. The closest, 19.9 miles per hour, almost 20 miles per hour, a little harder than I thought. This could be one of the greatest matches anyone can watch. That's much talent out there.
We'll see some of the best.
Reyes, they call him the magician. Back home, he's known as...
What a tremendous touch that was. It's very difficult to do what he just did. And he made it appear like it was simple. Reposition the cue ball behind one ball, the 2 balls. The only ball he had to protect it.
This is like wading in the water, though, you feel. Just feeling each other out. Look at that already. Bustamante almost takes...
If there is a problem. Anyways, here's the 1. If I see it correctly, he'll draw the cue ball then straight back somewhere in this area right here for the 2. And he should come up to the center of the table for the 3, which I do believe he was able to force it over. Which I do believe it's pocketable in the lower left-hand corner.
Far over because of the positions of 4 and 9.
Well, that's some passing. You can get that cue ball near the middle of the table.
He's drawn it totally down table.
Billiard onto the 5.
Yeah.
But now, the way that Efren's played this, he was trying to get below it. To play a good, aggressive look.
I think it passes. I believe he played his ankle, which would put him on the 4 much more naturally.
No danger. No danger at all.
I drew it because the way I drew it doesn't put him on the 4. It's natural with the angle he's left to check to the 4.
Efren has already had them to the B side in Rodolfo Luat. Second round in this event. Now he's looking to do the very same thing to Bustamante.
Rodolfo Luat. Because Bustamante is just a warrior. I mean, him,
So many weapons.
Oh, and so many weapons, right. And a beautiful player to watch when he's at the table.
Well, Efren Reyes opens the count here. Chesapeake takes the opening rack 1-0 over Francisco Bustamante.
A landslide.
I like what Reyes is doing. He's going back to the same side of the table that he opened up the match with, but
The ball on the break. And he's done it again.
And once again, he's not left himself ideally.
And I have to make him a favor of the pocket, but yet not inside the pocket, therefore very missable. Matter of fact, it's a fairly difficult shot. He played the 2. Well, I guess pocketing one single ball, as nicely as the ball is lying on the table, I'd be surprised to see him knock it out.
You'll see this man's name on well on ball championships when they're asked to fill out their favorite player on their profile sheets. Many of them pattern their game after the great Reyes on the seniors tour. That'll be the end of that.
Oh my. Yeah, he was for sure dominate the seniors tour.
He'll stick around and dominate this one for a while. Another player along with Strickland, you can bet they check out where his name appears in the draw. just making it look like a walk in the park. Characteristic with Efren Reyes. He is so casual. His demeanor, his approach, pressure whatsoever.
Well, from my experience in watching pool, clearly Reyes is the best player I've ever watched.
Practice in the break shot, both he and Francisco before this match kicked off.
Amongst themselves, a little extra power imparted. Well, Efren lost the cue ball a little bit there, and I think it's taken him out of position. Asked Efren, who he considered his toughest opponent. Bustamante's name would be very high on that list, if not one.
You'll have two things going for him here. He'll have the chance of pocketing the two and also the chance of hooking it.
Now the possibility of the 3-8.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has enough room to pocket.
The 3-8 takes the cue ball away from where the 3 would go, so it gets the 8 position to the 3.
Yeah, he's got compounding problems there. And if you notice what Jim was saying, the cue ball then went away from the ball. But he overcut the combination. Simple to the one Bustamante.
He was going to keep that 3 near the pocket. Good positional shot from the 3 to the 5, and this one's going to be on a silver platter for the Magician.
They're a little soft. He really didn't get to his position on the table that he wanted to end it. He wanted to end 6. Now he's got a little bit of a tester here on the 5. He's going to go cross table position for the 6. Which didn't California race, or race, I should say.
Keep an eye on that cue ball, too, if you notice spots on it. It's exactly what they're there occasion, and more importantly, you at home, and what these top pros impart on that cue ball in terms of spin to get it into the area of the table that they want. Spinning very clearly with those red dots. And right now, Reyes has Bustamante
Both the wing ball and into the side.
what Reyes has been attacking here up the break.
Pocketing the 1 in the corner, the 2 ball. But had it not stopped there, he still would have had a shot. Now he's going to have to push again.
You know what he lists as one of his
Hobbies, chess. So you really don't want to get into a pool game where you can turn it into a chess game on you, Billy. It'll
Because you may be fearful if he doesn't shoot it, raise. They try to make the 2 off the 9. It didn't work out for him, but you know, he did shoot it and gave himself a chance to win it.
just the outside edge of this too.
Reyes was looking to play safe because he got that cue ball behind the 9.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. I do, but I want to do it. There's a little bit of effort. But the money at the table, he's trailing 3-0 and doing well in this particular inning.
Not to
Tough
mention,
ball to start.
Right. So he may even play safe with this shot.
I don't There's nothing good that happens for him. He's right and reposition the cue in the area on the table. It'll give Bustamante a problem. He left quite a bit of distance. That's all.
Francisco's break. So he's got one of the hardest breaks in the game. And if he does mark it, Reyes's chess brain would certainly come to the fore in that regard. What a shot there from Francisco Bustamante. Wow.
And that was an excellent shot. He passed 9 into the lower right-hand corner. Opened up gates on that particular shot, giving him really a legitimate opportunity to finally win a game. The balls were put quite nicely over the table. Now the gap is 3-1.
I think Francisco knows the chance to beat Reyes, advantage of the opportunities that come his way.
I like what he did there. He made sure he got close to the 6th ball. Any type of an angle being that close to the bridge, or else stretch across table and look like sideways at the shot. And that's exactly what happened. He stretched across and closed up, or closely positioned to the
Left the 7 to the corner pocket. As it is, all he can do is run for
They try to reposition the cue up behind the 9, 2 cushions here. Or just play this, cushions to the bottom cushion. That's pretty good there. From the angle of these left rays, it doesn't appear to me that he can bank that. Yes, he surely will be a magician.
But this is what the players watch Reyes for. Type of shot, they wouldn't have a clue what to do. Figure it out.
I think the only thing he has is to bank his 7 back, or he tried to cut it in.
almost guaranteed to cost him rack number 4, Bustamante.
Shot when he plays safe on the 7. Really leaving Reyes just about nothing.
And a simple 9 for Francisco to open accounts. And down it goes. 3-1 the score. He'll be breaking off in rack number 5. We're going to get a good chance.
Winding it up. 1 into the sock.
He's going to have a shot at the 2, or is he? No.
No, he's not.
If you break from over here, the 9 goes toward the pocket?
That's exactly what he asked me.
Well, he's pushed out.
He wants to get that $500 bonus in his pocket. I think
Buddy.
I thought it was a pretty good push for these reasons here, okay? If he's able
With a 3, after running into the 5, may send him a skew somewhere over here. He may not have no shot. So the shooter has an advantage in this instance, Sir Jim. He was able to miss the 5 with 2.
and end up in perfect line for the combination, something you couldn't even draw. And make a difficult
Turns
shot.
right around. It backfired completely on Bustamante.
But still, in spite of that, he just happens to be playing a magician.
9 down, and it cost him the rack. 4 down, and it cost him the rack. 4-1.
And Reyes is going to make sure.
Pocketing a ball on the break. 2 balls on the break.
Yeah, landing pretty good on the 2.
I
Or
believe
the
it
3,
was- yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
2
the
went
3.
down.
Yeah, the 1 and 2 are pocketing on the break. Again, very nicely positioned over the table. And since Reyes is the player at the table, once again, shouldn't be a problem. Bottom cushion, playing position for the 6 on the side. But he's going to have to put a good stroke on it and make sure that he's going to want an angle to go up table for the 7. Once again, you couldn't have positioned it better with your hand.
Looking very strong.
Now we would try to get in that extra practice before the match began.
Yes, we had to get Efren off the table for our intros, and he wanted to get out there and just cue at the balls and willing to leave the table, just as he is here, Bill. No different with Bustamante. He just doesn't want to give it up. And this 9, when it goes down, that's a 5-1 lead for the magician. Very comfortable, and now it's going to be down. Efren's winding it up now. We'll keep an eye on that 9. Using the cut break, Bill. He's trying to get that cue ball to the side cushion. As he left Bustamante.
1-3 combination.
1-3?
Yeah. Now the problem that he has, not only pocketing the combination, but later on in the subsequent shot is to tie
Tied up, so he's going to have to deal with that. So things aren't really coming easy for Bustamante right now. Sometimes, but he's got to be careful here, Jim. If he cuts the 1 into, he may end up scratching. So you got to be careful here how he breaks the ball. He went into the 6 and ended up perfect for the 2. Or maybe he doesn't have the angle to do that. So look what you mean. He'll be backing the 2. No, not this time. He had an opportunity to cut the 2, or an angle at least to cut the 2.
He's normally in those bank shots, and that one barely threatened the corner pocket. Francisco just
Out of sorts so far in this match. We haven't seen the best of him.
simple safety snooker behind the 6, saying, I got you.
What do we think would happen after contacting the 2? You know, I would hit it with a little more speed, possibly move the 2 down this end of the table. Reyes finally missing a ball. Bustamante steps to the table.
Was a legitimate opportunity, but was an excellent opportunity to narrow things out.
backhanded shot for
For Francisco, we see that an awful lot from him. He's very comfortable playing behind his back.
Yeah, he's very ambidextrous because he doesn't shoot very many shots with his left hand. He'd rather play behind his back. He's got to be careful.
6 balls behind both the 9 and the 8.
So there's 2 possible interfering balls, and he ran to the 7. Now he's
Right back in between the 9 and the 8. A lot of concentration. Doesn't play simple.
Cooked it. Look out.
Yeah, he was a little bit too careful playing position.
He just cued that one too sweetly.
So I'm seeing a subpar performance from Bustamante.
What a recovery shot there when you can knock those in.
But
No dangers.
no, there isn't. When you have
The offensive skills of a Bustamante, you can afford to occasionally get out of the line and recover.
Trying to pull one back. Well, you can hear some applause. I can tell you that is Earl Strickland has just been knocked out of this year's U.S. Open. Danny Bastovich.
a very competent player, you know, a real good class player.
Bustamante looks like he's been kicked in with a white. He has. Another one crushing. He's going to be turned right over to Efren Reyes.
3. Go one cushion into the 5-9 off the 3.
Since the 4 is beside pocket, he can afford to do that. Now that's the angle that he's left himself with. He's either going to go one cushion into the 5-9 or draw the 2 ball. Only because the 4 is positioned. Now the 4 is in front of the side, so now he's got a chance to get out.
A thin clip into the side pocket.
And I think he's got a bit of a... That's the angle that I see, okay?
Or create another angle with a different type of a stroke.
To the 4, the 9, which it did. He brushed the 9, then he went into the 3, and he came out with a shot.
He has mind in difficult situations when they're really good out. He seems to walk away from the table. Look how difficult he is.
Very little movement. That was so difficult to execute the way he did.
Shot-making capability of Reyes. Resurgence of tough
What a
result.
combination that is.
That was an excellent shot in terms of both accuracy and speed of the cue ball. Notice how nicely he repositioned. In terms of both accuracy and speed of the cue ball. Notice how nicely he repositioned.
Oh, he can draw it back. I like going forward, but he has to make sure that he cuts the sticks and not end up hitting the point of that corner pocket. You see how he hit that point?
He had to cut it a little more and use a little more of a...
7 ideally. Choice. And at 5-2 behind.
And going for the shot may not necessarily be better.
Could be the right shot, because if he goes for the bank, he tries to play safe on cross side. Now this is very difficult for me to shoot.
But I'm not he, and so therefore that's why he pocketed it.
He's a heck of a bank shot player, Bustamante. That one that he missed by a long ways surprised.
Time up to this point of the match, it seemed to have been all Reyes.
If he pockets the 9, he'll only be 2 games behind, trailing 5 games to 3. He's definitely in the match.
Virtually out of his bridge
And if you
on
notice,
his last throw.
if you notice, he switched sides of the table also.
And look at the 9 tracking toward the corner.
Making 2 balls on the break, 1 finally coming to rest, position of the 3.
He's going to have to deal around that 3 in some fashion.
26.9 miles per hour. You know how hard...
27. I mean, I don't know anyone that breaks miles per hour.
Well, you do now.
Yeah. Well,
I knew that before you broke.
anyone
I
else that
think
does
it's,
it.
when they were registering the speeds of breakers, didn't you have one of the hardest breaks around 31 miles an hour? Wasn't that one of the speeds
I don't
registered?
believe so. I mean, with 31, I just...
I remember hearing that a while ago, but I knew that he hit him hard.
31. 35.
Do I hear 40? Give me 40. 40 over here. 35. What?
Well, I know one thing. If you can bottle this break,
Oh.
you can sell it just about in any pool room.
Selling that break. We'd be wealthy. In the meantime, Bustamante was very...
Hauling his way back into this match because Reyes is the player who made all the noise, but Bustamante is only 5-4. How does he generate the power that he does in his break?
So watch it.
Pulls it right out of his bridge hand.
Where he has mind.
He looks like he's going to play the 1 over here and the cue ball somewhere down here.
Yeah, he's gonna. Whoops! I got away from him.
With the 4 ball, the pink 4 ball.
5, very awkward.
Yeah, good gesture. Look, he played that shot.
He played the draw shot into that cluster to make that combination.
He's left Reyes a chance.
And left him a good chance. So therefore, this is really ideal. The 1 to carry the natural angle for the 2. I don't believe he can pocket the 2 in the side.
On the 2. But in spite of that, I think he's well with the shot. He's such an accurate shot. And hitting the perfect speed.
Left himself with the cue ball back towards the middle.
Careful with his shot. Because the angle that he's left himself here isn't one of those. He's got to be careful and make sure he stays down on this shot. It's a very tricky shot. Well, he just softly rolled it.
Yeah, he's rolled in, played position for the 6 and stop.
He wants to try and at least keep that 2
Cushion. And he looks like doing just that. Toward him, the break off in rack number 11, 6-4. Reyes takes.
One for the ages, unfolding his peak. Rack number 11.
Reyes quickly with a couple off the break. That wing ball in.
Pocketing number 1, which carries pretty much the same end of the table. Good effort here. Missing the 1, but not leaving Bustamante any half out. So we should take that into consideration.
And still, if he's able to put the 1 down,
Can he control the cue ball for the 2? Well, he played it safely and finally finds himself scratching cross-side.
This is going to be costly.
Anytime you give Reyes ball in hand, anytime, it's going to be costly.
Problem ball, and difficult to tell whether it goes. There's the 7, the force, the brown 7 near the 9. Looks like it passes, though, Bill, and if it does, then everything is pretty much smooth sailing for
Foot spot. The 5 leads to the 6 in the side. The 6 in the side leads to the 7 in the corner, providing it does pass the 9. So therefore, really not much work out there than I thought.
Efren still making his home in.
Yeah, that's the first time I actually had an opportunity to watch Bustamante play with in Munich, Germany around 1991. When they had the Munich Masters, which I mentioned before, by the way. And the 7 will pass because he certainly played position for it. And it's very, wait a second, maybe it doesn't pass, and he played position for the billiard.
And the billiard successfully completed. And the billiard successfully completed. 7-4, Efren Reyes. Go. Buckle up.
I'm a rack tracker. I'm a rack tracker. You ever
Wow.
track the count of the rack?
Efren would like to have that one over again. Straight into the
Where
side
he
block.
wants after pocketing the 1 with which to go from the 2 to the 3. Let's see how he decides to do it.
well, I don't really see a clear route from the 2 to the 3 unless he wants to go 4, going 2 cushions. After hitting the 2nd cushion, he's going to be coming in this direction, and all of a sudden the 6th ball becomes a big ball. So he goes straight up.
He's got to miss that 4.
Now watch how big the 6th ball becomes here. If he brushes it, he may end up in trouble, but he was
Clear of the 6, ending up in reasonable line on it clearly. He's straight in on the 3 with the 4 ball.
spots on the cue ball will really be spinning here. They'll have to go underneath with a lot of extreme low left-wing lead.
They'll be rotating. Watch this.
Notice the spin. Look at it now. That's a stroke. That is really a stroke there.
That cue ball was spinning so quickly to the left. Tight of the
And there aren't many in the game that have
What you're seeing now.
And this isn't easy either. He's got to be very careful here.
He was able to clear of the 6
Or around the 8. And he can't afford to bump the 8 here.
Bustamante's racks have been more complicated than Reyes'.
Well, he's had to do more with the cue ball, hasn't he? He's had to
Yes.
work the cue ball a lot
Yes.
more than Reyes. Reyes is more of a
Should get more simple runouts. Just more complex situations.
more difficult finisher.
Yeah, you know. But this one he brought on himself. He's totally out of line here. He's going to have to intercept a long shot on the 9. Look at him block.
Left-hand side of the table for the long 9.
He's on the unprofessional side of the 8, something that the way he plays.
Now he's going to have to softly draw it in. Now he's going 2 cushions using a super stroke to get himself closer to the 9. He's a resilient player. He's got such great shot-making skills. He can afford to get out of the line and recover as easily as he seems to have done that.
Francisco gets to 5, 7-5 the score in favor of Reyes.
And smart move. power break, corner ball. Oh, once again scratching inside, this time with a kiss. Very, very unfortunate that he found himself scratching in the side pocket.
Francisco's just trying to err on the side of caution and control that white ball, Billy, because that really was unlucky, watching that cue ball get kicked into the side pocket.
How
like
nicely
that.
the balls are positioned on the table for Reyes. And that was the point I was trying to make before. It just seems like Bustamante's layout's a bit more
More balls on the break. There's less obstacles.
But that time it was in Reyes' advantage. He already leads in the match 7 games to 5. He's looking to extend it even further to 8 to 5, and really
Play with the rubber bumper.
the ill-fated Bustamante relegated to the chair. Now is watch. This is
Well, that one wasn't a clean entry into the pocket. Said he was zeroing in on 50 years old as Reyes. And Bustamante, I think, is somewhere around 35, 36 now. Sorry, Billy.
no, go right ahead.
Efren eyeing up this 9 now to go 8-5 in front. And there you go, right into your living room. 8-5, Efren Reyes over Francisco. Now there's a different break. Again, the cut break. He's trying to get that 9 moving. And no friends at the table.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why he trails by 3 games, 8 games to 5.
Okay, forcing to go into the 2 and 3 and 9.
If that 2 goes into the side, it does. Jeez, what an opening shot he played there.
It's the 4, Pat. He's got a good angle. Looks like that it does. Well, it does get an angle. But it does go into the upper corner, but I wouldn't play it in the upper corner. I just play it the right-hand side. He's right there, while he's slightly looking for another point. Now the ball seems to be laying really nicely over the table.
They put everything on a silver platter
Yeah.
for him.
And he earned it because he hit the shot well enough to separate the 2 from the cluster coming up the shot. But still, he made a good shot on the 1 to open up the doors. This shot has to be with good speed control, which I think would be just about an ideal area on the table.
We can finish with a flurry. Winning this rack will pull him back to 8-6.
Talking about a player like Bustamante, 8-6-7s, it isn't really a large difference because of the power of his break. He's such an explosive player. The next time Reyes comes back to the
There
table.
hasn't been a lot of flow in this match because nobody's strung any racks together, and both of them are so
Right.
capable. And 8-6 now confirmed. Let's see if Bustamante can start putting a few together.
Picked up that average quite a bit, and he would like to pick it up a little bit more.
He broke him hard, pocketing the 7 on the break. Getting a kiss down table off. Look, at the doors opened up for the 1. Maybe that's a sign.
Things may be turning around.
I think from the distance he is,
The 2 is in good position for him because he's got to use a good stroke to get the cue ball around.
he's going to need a good stroke, and I think it's going to help him to pocket the 1. Oh, he stroked it, overstroked it, going into the 8. I didn't think he was going to do that. Now, a safety really isn't that easy here either.
The ping 4 is down there to stop it, so therefore that may not be the shot he may shoot. He's looking for the cross side. You mentioned before he could bank.
Yeah, he wants to be banking the $30,000 at the end of the tournament. That's what he'd like to bank. What an effort that was from Bustamante.
This shot carries a lot of distance, and the cue ball is positioned fairly close to that bottom cushion.
That when Reyes had to be thinking he was going to be getting out of his chair.
Oh, that's pure to the heart of the pocket there. I mean, what? He can't afford to fall any further behind than he already is. Yeah, this is really...
Francisco has started to show us a little bit of magic. Just 3 balls away from getting back to 8-7. This match always... And when these 2 lock horns, you never know what you're going to get. Don't ever want to miss it.
Well, I'd say that we have a pretty good idea what we're going to get.
8-7. Just trying to keep that cue ball on the table. Good luck. Just look at that cue come right back out of his bridge hand. Watch this. And with control.
pocketing 2 balls on the break, I do believe. No, he pocketed 1 ball on the break. He ate 2 on the other side of the table.
But we can't stress how difficult this is when you're so close to the object ball, seeing the angle.
He spun it in, he came back to the other side of the table. Very nice.
Because that was well worth every bit of that and more.
He's rather awkward on the 2, so they have to hit to the center of the table for position for the 3. When he's drawing back, playing the combination. Very wise decision.
Well, he's going to have to be careful here. If he doesn't make both balls. If he does make both balls, he has to before.
So he's hitting in the fashion that he knew exactly where the 4 was going. Efren Reyes right now, Bustamante at the table, and you have to believe that Bustamante, for some reason, has become the favorite in this match.
Did I say that no one had strung any together?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be Bustamante.
And that's what gives him, you know, the ability to beat Reyes. This is his ability to string racks because of the power of his break. That's why he's the most player in the world today.
And he's fearless, too. He's got the heart of a lion that is required to be a champion.
He certainly does have the heart of the lion. I remember it was about 7 or 8 years challenge match. I believe it was in Dayton, Ohio. And they were playing for a considerable amount of money. Race to 13. Archer ran on him. Bustamante's response was, you want to double the bet?
What about that then? 8-8.
Now, the baton has been passed. Can he carry it over the...
Watch the 9, watch the 9.
There's
9
the
is
9.
5, 9 is 5.
Yes, and Francisco goes in front with an exclamation point. A $500 bonus by pocketing that 9. He gets $500 from the Billiard Club Network. That's as a sponsorship bonus. And here they come,
I tell you what.
5 crisp ones.
That certainly brings a smile to the play of the final line, doesn't it?
Yet to get out of his chair for any of those.
Making the 1 on the side, and it looks like he should have come up with some kind of a shot on the 2. But at least he can hit it. Because after 2 contacting the 7, the 2's got to end up on the bottom cushion somewhere. You know, he's allowed Reyes at the table with a shot on the 2. Have the ability to pocket it in the upper left-hand corner. Whether or not he delivers remains.
Possibly even in behind the pink 4.
Good call, Jim. Very difficult
Good,
shot.
aggressive safety, and in an ideal world, try and hook Reyes. And that doesn't look like it's going to accomplish it.
I think Reyes is going to try to reposition the cue ball behind the 4 here. This way behind the 4. But that's just the way he plays. Wow, he really hit it thinly, didn't he? He didn't try to do that, so I know that.
No, back to the main table. As I said, we'll keep you abreast of the score over there. But our focus is with Reyes and Bustamante.
It looks like Reyes has got a shot. And the balls are spread nicely over the table. No congestion out there. Nothing on the cushion. And it looks like the Reyes is going to tap his hat back.
If he can complete the clearance here, he's going to bring the score to 9-9. And this would really be the man. He spent the last 5 racks in his chair, so you know that back arm has to be a little cold.
Well, this is to say it's not feeling as loose as it was.
Nicely back out the middle of the table, the 6, 7, invitingly placed for Efren.
Seems that this is a foregone conclusion here, but what's happening on that other table? No.
Well, I can tell you Pat Ulian is at the table. He looks to have a chance rack to get to 10-10.
In the meantime, Reyes is taking care of business, as usual, when given an opportunity. Well, he's got a pocket, had to lead throughout just about the entire match. Finally finding himself 1 game behind for the first time. You know, look at the time. And he does.
And the 9 does just that. Nine's alive here.
And he does, pocketing a ball on the break. The 1 ball, and the 2 ball will not pass the 5 into the upper left-hand corner. He pocketed 2 balls on the break, but hasn't come up with a shot on the 2.
This is a big man with this man. Badly, as Reyes does as well. Okay, this
Really isn't a real good safety here. There wasn't much of a chance of him walking away from the table, hooking Bustamante.
Keith McCready and Alex Pagulayan.
I kind of like going behind the 5 with the cue ball here. That's really, I think, a good shot to shoot at this time because position on the 3 was kind of suspect considering the position of the 2 and the 6. Maybe he did from another angle. It looks like that he may have, but I really agree with his choice there. He's massing around the 5 here. Not hitting it exactly the way that he wanted, but look how fortunate he got.
Here, Cisco has to try and solve this dilemma. Doesn't look like the 2 is available.
No, Reyes got very fortunate to have done what he did after contacting the 2 as poorly as he did, getting a very fortuitous kiss off the 2.
So whether he can get to a full 2 ball or not.
Certainly can contact the edge of it, the right edge as he looks.
he doesn't want much movement from the 2.
That's too much movement from the 2. And I do believe as he gave his Bustamante a backward cut to the side. He hit his hand. I gave you a shot that I shouldn't have given you to you.
Especially at this time of the match, at 9 games apiece. That's something he really didn't want to do. That,
And as thinly as Bustamante cuts balls, that didn't pose much of a problem.
No, you wouldn't have expected that error from Reyes, not at that juncture.
No, you wouldn't have. And that's exactly what he did, what he didn't want to do. Giving Bustamante a shot from the position he was left in was something that he did. And Bustamante, the lion that he is going to jump right all over it. It looks like the Bustamante is going to be the first player to reach the hill. Watching the beginning of the match.
Nice easy 8. Just throw there. And very shortly, looking for a big break in what he hopes is going to be the last rack he plays. The 9 down, 10-9 the score here, and Bustamante will be breaking off.
Well, I think Efren should consider himself very fortunate to get back to the table. Exactly what you said. The way he breaks the balls, he's probably a favorite to win the match right here. Okay, he pocketed the 2 balls on the break, but the 1 ball is playing position for the 3. In the event that he should miss this bank, he has that wall ball.
if he misses the 1.
Oh, I don't believe he did that.
Played a billiard shot, tried to pocket
I don't
the
believe
7.
he did that.
No, that was the finish line may have appeared and decided to.
I mean, he went to the billiard like there wasn't even any decision that was the correct shot. You know, like look at the other shot. Watch out. Okay, he's rather awkward here on the 3. The 4, that wasn't the 3. See, that's the 7 on there. That's why he went for the billiard. That was the 7. I thought that was the 3.
It looks very much like we're going to be treated to yet another 10-10 match between 2 great champions. What a feast of 9-ball that the U.S. Open has served up for us here tonight.
Exactly. And now I don't blame Bustamante for playing the billiard on the 7. It was the 7 which made it the right shot. In the meantime, Reyes is looking to tie up the match at 10 apiece and will have the advantage in breaking the balls in the final game.
And this 9 is going to provide us with more suspense. And there you go, another hill between 2 of the best players. Winding it up. Bustamante hoping for a chance.
And Reyes broke them a lot harder than he normally breaks them. Or at least he broke them a lot harder than he's been breaking them.
Well, I
Positioned somewhere in the center of the lower part of the table.
A real look of resignation on Francisco's face. And I don't think anyone in
He has to be thinking the worst right now after missing the billiard on the 7th preceding rack, giving him a chance to win the match, only to see Reyes run out from that position, break the ball.
Well, that desperate shot that Francisco played in the preceding rack where he tried to billiard the 7 could well come back to haunt him.
Reyes is in perfect line on the 3. Yeah, he'll cut the 4 in with a little bit of left-hand angle. He's hitting it softly, keeping a nice angle for the side. 6th position, very close to the corner pocket. 7th position, nearly just roll off about 6 inches and accept a little longer shot than he wanted. But prior to that, I'm sure. He's got the proper 7. Not that he needs to be close to the 7, but it's almost free, so he'll probably do that. Well, he's not taking any chances. He's got kind of awkward here. He may have to go forward with his right-hand spin. Going backwards may create a problem here. Well, if you hit it that pure, with that good a speed.
Played beautifully, and the concession arrives. 2-9, Efren Reyes in 11.